Hello, I'm Fatima Mazin, here with your monthly update for August 3201. Starting in the Bulos system, the anti-Roshani terrorist group, known as the Magnus Company, has taken the city of Pompeii on Ziki. Law enforcement has surrounded the building, however, many city officials are still inside. This comes after the failed assassination attempt on the life of Emperor Enkora Takland by the Magnus Company founder, Aura Magnus, who died at the hands of Emperor Takland's security team. On Hadad, ongoing investigation into Sir Becket Alexander Meredith Avalon Kynaston II's role into the ongoing scourge of mutants has ended inconclusively with his sudden death. His lordship was found in his countryside villa where he was staying under house arrest for the duration of the trial. No autopsy has yet been done as his body was only just discovered. In lighter news, Queen Elizabeth XVII has returned to Hadad after her sudden disappearance last year. She is to be crowned within the coming months after the kidnapping of her and her grandmother exactly 1 year ago by the Iristani pirates. The young queen's cadre of eclectic rescuers include Dragon Arm Defender Combat AI Unit 11378, Haddadi Lord David Allen Flintlock, and the fallen trained psychic Farah Karimi. We at the Scepter News Network commend the trio for their bravery and resolve. Not only that, but Empress Musa has officially offered the three the Amethyst Heart medals as a sign of gratitude for the return of her friend and ally. They are slated to arrive here in Nahar sometime in September, after the Queen's coronation ceremony. Speaking of big news in Nahar, the New Fallen Religious Exchange Council has sought fit to grant the Church of Latter-day Saints the right to construct a temple in our empire's capital city. This comes after nearly 2 decades of petitioning ever since the quarantine on the church's homeworld, Jarada. Apostle Jebediah Holmes had this to say: "We are thankful to the Empress for bringing our homeworld into the empire when it was on the brink of collapse. Now we are thankful again to the opportunity to give back to her and her people." Talks between the new popes have gone sour as the Space Pope of Scathar stormed out of the negotiation room. He and his cadre have fled to Gibraltar Station, where they promptly set up a defensive line. The Star Pope of Sisu is expected to respond appropriately. Following last month's Xeno news on Atlas, famed xenobehavioral scientist Dr. Zhu Lan Yan discovered a massive creature living underneath the surface of Tari Shu with a circular, many-toothed maw. This comes after months of tracking the movements of the ghoul of Tari Shu, which the research team claims to have a symbiotic relationship with the subterranean Charybdis. No word yet on how large this behemoth is, but Dr. Yuan's team is slated to begin tectonic scans later this year. War has erupted on Felis as the expansionist Sedna militant bombard the planet from orbit. Tensions have been rising for more than a year and a half as the Sednan government has been slowly subsuming the governments of Caesar. The Victory Federation has not yet been able to respond. Sednan's Secretary of Culture, Muskawa Kwan Lewis, gave the following statement on the matter: "We do not fight the Felician people for the sake of power or territory. Rather, it is the opposite. We seek to return the Avestan refugees to their rightful home. 1,000 years ago, our people were exiled from our traditional homes and forced to make our way onto a foreign land. We do not wish to see the same thing happen to the Avestans. After nearly 2 decades, it is time for them to be allowed back where they belong." Further in Sednan space, Scathan Senator Jeannette Jerome was found dead in her capital apartment. The pro-psionic legislator was discovered after a number of gunshots were heard coming from the apartment. Police Captain Manuel Trudeau says they are taking the investigation very seriously. Senator Jerome was known for her advocacy of the psionic people of Scathar, leading many pro-psionic protests in her youth and eventually becoming the leader of the pro-psionic party in the Senate. She will be missed. In Sauri news, the Krallis suddenly ceased all hostilities against the Imperial fleet earlier this month. No reason has been given by Imperial telepath Hana Bulos, who twice so far has initiated contact with the crustacean creatures. Meanwhile, seditionist forces attempt yet again to take the spaceport on Sauri Major. On Sauri Minor, negotiators attempt to make peace with the raucous rebels, being met with only silence and a single gunshot which hit the negotiator Abdur Rahman Tafiq in the heart, clearly meant as a warning for further barbarism to come. For our last story this month, a number of Krallish ships have been sighted approaching Uruk before the orbital refueling station was destroyed and the signal lost. Refugees have begun arriving in Otan Ferry aboard the Stellar Bagels, a capital class global bagel manufacturer. When asked for comment, First Officer Hansen said the following: "We are just lucky to get there when we did. Any sooner, and we would have been too far to help. Any later, we would have been too late. It just goes to show that bravery can reside even in the humblest of baker." That's our show for now. You can find more information on these and other stories on our website and Facebook page. Please join me next month when I go over the sector news that you need to hear. Until then, I'm Fatima Mazin. Be seeing you.